everyone, and welcome back to the Purple Room episode number 4 featuring Ayelet Magen. Brief background regarding Ayelet. Ayelet, she is a certified professional coactive coach with over 20 years of experience in human resource management and helping clients and organizations develop their leadership skills, meet their full potential, and create change. She provides coaching for individual leaders in organizations, families, couples, and groups. She also provided workshop facilitation and program design. Ayelet has excellent interpersonal skills, with emphasis on empathy and motivation to help people overcoming obstacles and reach their objective. And most important, she has a big heart. Welcome, Ayelet.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Do you have anything else that you want to add for the introduction?
No, I think you did a wonderful job and I feel humbled. Thank you.
Thanks. I want to ask you a few questions that I got from some of people that know that we have the interview today, and some of them that I'm curious about. And the first question is, what is happening with us? What makes this pandemic so stressful?
Okay.
It's like crazy, people feel lost, fear, anxious.
It's very strange times, and it's a very strange situation for I think all of us, or most of us. Mainly because it's we feel that we are out of control. We don't know when things change, how things will change, when will we have a break. But we also are experience all kinds of forms of separation. Separation from our routines, separation from our habits, separation from the life we used to have and gave us a lot of meaning. But also separation from one of the most important things for people, which is connection. So we are separated from our circles of support, from our networks, so that's one of the most important things for people throughout evolution, that gave us a sense of safety and helped us survive. So when and some people, they many of us feel this sense of separation, but also just the sense of the fear of separation and not knowing what's going to happen is very threatening to us. Some people feel a sense of loneliness, or some older people, some single people who live by themselves. And some people feel they feel like people are in their house are on top of each other. Yeah. And they kind of don't have a way out. And that's without even talking about the people who really who are really sick and their mortality is being threatened. So we feel very chaotic, very uncertain, and we depend usually on a sense of predictability, of familiarity that we're missing right now, that we don't have right now. So you also hear because of that that people feel disoriented. People miss meetings because they forgot that what day it is. They don't have the routine that gave them this kind of sense of what's next, and not to talk about the next that usually we feel oriented towards, like our vacation time, our birthday party, the marathon we decided that we want to do at a certain point. It gives us a sense of orientation in time. And missing all of this creates even a sense of trauma. And when we feel this way, when we feel a sense of out of control, we usually don't have control, but we live in an illusion of control. We create for ourselves this kind of life that gives us an illusion of control, but now we are faced with a lack of control. It makes us feel angry. It makes us feel like we were robbed from all of our hopes and dreams, and sometimes even possessions, because people lose their jobs, people lose money. So yeah, that's the reason people feel many times so stressed.
This is, you mean that when they are feel to start the stress?
Yeah, that's
when they are feel to start the
creates
stress, and then okay, and then you can explain to us what is the result for that, and then what they are doing with that, and then what we can do with that as a person. Like, I feel stressed today. I wake up in the morning, I feel so stressed. I don't know what's going on with me. I don't see any future. What I can do about that?
Yeah. So when we feel so stressed, and as I started saying, we start to feel angry, it brings out very primal and very potent emotions that emotions that we usually feel in a state of emergency. Most people know it as fight, flight, freeze. For women, it's also peas and tend and the peas. We feel a sense of alarm. So one of the most important things is to help us cope with these emotions. Help us create some kind of safety, so we won't feel this sense of emergency, so we won't feel like we are being attacked. And one of the most important things for people happiness usually is their relationship. And the is the relationship, because relationship gives us this sense that I spoke about before of togetherness, of feeling connected, of feeling supported, of feeling safe. So although we're kind of, some of us are kind of robbed from our usual circles of support, or can experience them in different ways, not by going to meet with friends and have coffee with them, but we can Zoom with them, we can call them, but it's not the same. This sense of connectedness is very important to relieve anxiety. And also insight, to know what is happening to us, is important to relieve anxiety, and to extend even grace and compassion to ourselves and to others. So what we can do about it is really invest in our relationship, and express our emotions. So I said that one of the first things is really understanding our emotions, and understanding our emotions is very important. So if you have a good friend that you can talk to them about your emotions, it's very important, or a coach or a therapist, it's really great. And I know that I work online, I know that many therapists work online. But also finding space and ways to express our emotions is very important, and prioritizing our relationship, because as I said before, relationship is very important for our happiness. So how can we give our emotions safe space to be expressed? One of the ways we can do that also relates again to another way of creating a sense of safety for ourselves, for our kids, for our family, is by creating all kinds of rituals. So I hear a lot, I don't know about you, but tell me what you think and what you hear, but I hear a lot from parents who try to work at home, and their kids are kind of climbing on top of them. And it's very difficult. And the kids want attention, and they want to give the kids attention, but also attention to work and other things in their lives. So one of the most important things is to create some rituals in our life that will give us a sense of safety and will give the people in our life a sense of safety and something to look forward to, something that will create some kind of stability. And one of the most important things usually in relationship is giving people their our full attention and making effort to be aware of the impact that we're trying to make on people around us, and actually making an effort to make this kind of impact.
I want to cut you. I want to be more specific. Like right now, you said that you make the ritual like every day, the schedule and everything. But they have a lot of parents right now with the youngest kids, as you say, that they are still working. The kids at home. Yeah. From other side, if you have a couple that they didn't get along before, and right now both of them lock in the house, it's get more challenged the relationship. Or you have other parents that they have a difficult relationship with the kids, like teenager kids that they have some relationship, like problem with the relationship. They didn't get along together. Some mother fighting all the time with her daughter. Like, it's kind of very, very stressful, everybody at home. And then what I'm looking that to see what people can do in this time, can bring them some more particular, like more practical, some advice. Like I can tell you about me personal. I call my kids at home right now, and then it's not all the time it's easy. One day I wake up in the morning and I have a very bad day. Like I don't know what I'm feeling. I feel stressed. I feel like I want to cry. I don't know why. Everything is like kind of okay. But something inside me, like it's pain. From other days, I wake up very good, like everything is fine. I'm smiling, but it's up and down, and every day it's day by day. But it's something that you can tell us or give us some practical way that we can use with that.
So. As I said before, one of the things that makes us feel so stressed is the feeling out of control, out of our stability, out of our routine. So what I started saying is creating rituals that will give us some kind of a safety anchor. For example, you have all the kids. I have all the kids too. We also have a little one at home, but most of our kids are kind of independent. But especially with smaller kids, it's really important to create this kind of ritual and safety anchors. So the kids will know when we give our kids our full attention, and they know that in breakfast time, for example, we give our kids our full attention. We are really curious about them. We're listening only to them. We're not looking at our phone. We're not thinking about something else. When we ask them a question, we are actually being with them, giving them our full attention. Even if it's for a short time, it works like magic. Not only with kids, also with adults, also with teenagers. When people like feeling that they're being seen, that they're being attended to. So if we create this kind of rituals, and the kids know, and the spouse know, and the partner knows that this is something that they can look forward to, it is a safety anchor. So giving them full attention, for example, in breakfast, or and when they know when will be the next time we will give them full attention.
I need to learn that.
Yeah. So it's not easy. It's something that we're not used to. We're used to doing kind of 5 things at a time, but we're getting less out of them many times. And when we give the kids, when we don't give the kids or our spouse or our partner our full attention, they feel it, and then they want more of it, and then they climb on top of us, and then they annoy us when we try to do some work or something like that, because they want our attention. But if they know that we are going to give them attention at breakfast, and then we are going to have a break at lunch and go for a walk with them, even if it's just a short walk around the block for 15 minutes, but we're talking to them. How's your morning? What classes did you have? What did you do? What was fun? What wasn't fun? And really listen to them with no judgment, and really listen to them with the intention to understand them, not with the intention to reply, not with the intention to do parenting, but by being a parent more than doing parenting.
To be present, fully focused.
Exactly, to be present with them at the moment. When we give them this kind of anchors during the day, if it's for anybody in our life, it is such an amazing opportunity to really strengthen the relationship, to be really curious about the other side. So even if you don't have, not you, if somebody doesn't have good relationship with their son, with their daughter, and we are giving them this attention and creating this kind of safety anchors during the day, we're giving the relationship an opportunity, and we are giving an opportunity for our anxiety and stress to come down a little bit. Another thing that is super important is to find safe ways to express our emotions, because just holding them back or trying to shove them aside or not acknowledge them, that's not very healthy. But really trying to figure out what is it that we're feeling right now. If we have somebody that we can talk to about this kind of feelings and really express this kind of feeling, the feelings that we have is great, but there are other ways to express these feelings that are acceptable, like, for example, with music, playing music, listening to music, writing a play. Let's say we see that our son or our daughter is very stressed and they like writing, and we ask them to write a play and then play it. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, it's beautiful because you see a lot of people like getting out of the box and try to create something that just like put them in the situation that they find themselves that they're doing things that they never think that they can do that.
Yeah.
But it's also what I'm hearing from you, that it's the way for the communication that you are doing in your house. Mm-hmm. Because before that, you can go and then you can go to work, you can go outside, you can come back, and then the time that with your family, it's limited, and then you can deal with that. But right now, if you don't have a good communication with your family, mm-hmm. It's getting harder.
That's true. And when we experience and express emotions in a healthy, safe way with the people around us, it's a beautiful opportunity really to experience healing together and to really help each other. So it's an opportunity to really strengthen the relationship. So I hear people, I'm sure that I don't know about you actually, I'll be happy to hear, but I know that around me, lots of my friends started baking. And with the nice weather coming, hopefully now, started gardening or doing all kinds of things. And when we do it together, when we express our emotions while we're doing it, it can be really something that can be very beautiful for our relationship with the people around us. And it's important to me to say one more thing about that and about our emotions, because I spoke a lot about our emotions and our stress and feeling out of control and grieving the life that we kind of had and we don't have right now. And this feeling of grieving and of sadness, it's a very important feeling. It's very important to get to this emotion of grieving and sadness, and to be there enough time, because when we are spending enough time in sadness, in grieving and in sadness, this emotion, it's like putting a stop. It's like putting a point at the end of the sentence for our brain. And when we spend enough time there, it becomes kind of a building block or an open door to start seeing opportunities and and transforming our emotions into something else. So it's very, very important that we'll allow our emotions to develop, and that we really let ourselves spend some time in our emotions, and enough time, so we will be able to move on and to start building resilience and start seeing opportunities in the situation that we have right now. It's not a pleasant emotion. So people try to, many times when they start feeling this kind of emotion, push them aside. So that's one of the reasons I'm actually mentioning it, because if you start feeling this way, if you start feeling the grieving, the sadness, spend enough time there. Don't push it away. Find a way to be with it and express it in a healthy way. Again, like even watching a movie together, even watching a movie with your family can be both a ritual, a place of connection, and a place of staying, reaching an emotion and staying with the emotion, to give yourself a chance to really to move on. Yeah, I hope I answered the question.
Yeah, thank you. And I want also to ask you, if there are, right now, me and my husband, if we are not getting along together, and then I'm trying to make the difference in the house, because I don't want the kids all the time, we hear the fighting and fighting and fighting, and I'm trying to do the different, and then I'm trying to do the work, and everything that you say right now, I will try and I will do everything. But if my partner is not doing that, how I can create the change in the house?
First of all, it's there are two things here. First, we can talk to our partner, but talk to a partner not from a place of judgment and criticism, but from a place of trying to build something together, of trying to build a connection. That's one thing. Second, we can also create a change by changing by ourselves. Just the fact that we decide to do things differently will change the situation, will change the relationship. But you said something that is very important too, because I spoke before about one of the things that help us through evolution, which is connection and relationship and attachment. There's another thing that is kind of in our genes and in our DNA that we're experiencing right now, or missing right now, which is we are also nomads, which means that we like changing places, and we used to have a break from everybody. We used to go to work or have our time to work, and they had their time to go to school, and we used to have a break from everybody, and we kind of don't have it right now. So I keep emphasizing how important it is to prioritize our relationship, and I do think that it's important to prioritize our relationship, and it's also important to create boundaries. So again, if we decide that we create this kind of rituals and next to our for our family, for the people around us, for the people who are important to us, we're going to give you this full attention here and here and here, and in between it's my time, and I'm going to be working, and I'm going to close the door, and that's my time. And after these 2 hours of walk, I'm going to be with you, and we're going to take a walk around the block, and I'm going to be completely with you. So it's both about prioritizing the relationship and creating boundaries that will help us be what we want to be for our kids, for our partners, and allow us to give them the attention, the full attention that we want to give them, in the sense of safety that we want them to feel and for us to feel. So it's kind of creating new boundaries and new anchors in this very different and strange time, and this way again creating a sense of safety.
I'm taking from you, yeah. It's like, like everything's right now, when I'm thinking everything that you say, I have four things that it's really like hit me. That one of them, it's like full attention.
Mm-hmm.
That I need to be present when I'm eating breakfast or doing anything with my kids, and don't try to do 5 things in the same time. And this is something that I have the problem with that. I have issue with that. I need to learn how to do that. And the second thing, that it's safe way to express myself, and either that in communication with the people that express what I'm feeling, or either I'm doing stuff or writing music, like every things that it can give my expression to be more, and also in more positive way. And the things, the boundaries, that not holding anything, just to say everything, to express everything you want, and also say, I can do this, I cannot do that, like to be more specific and more clear with what you want. And because a lot of communication here.
Yeah, a lot of very clear communication, and it is, as you said, it's about prioritizing our relationship, knowing that relationship gives us a sense of safety. Yeah. It's about giving full attention when we say that we're going to give full attention. Trust is so important in relationship.
Yeah.
When people feel a sense of sometimes betrayal, and it doesn't need to be only sexual betrayal, it can be financial betrayal, it can be anything that kind of breaks the trust. So if we're telling our kids and we create this ritual, so it's about prioritizing our relationship, creating rituals, finding safe ways to express our relationship. It's very important to find these ways, if it's with playing a game, doing something, or finding the best way for everybody. It's something different, to find the best way to express their feelings in a safe way, in an acceptable way. It's very, very important for at this time, and finding our boundaries. That will also help us create a sense of safety. I cannot stress more how important it is to give our full attention. And if we set this kind of rituals, and we're saying we're going to be with you at breakfast, we're going to take a walk with you in the afternoon, we're going to play a game tonight, tomorrow night it's a movie night, it's super important to really follow up and really do that. Otherwise it breaks the trust, and it really damages the relationship.
Thank you, Ayelet. Do you have anything that you want to add, like something that I didn't ask you, or some of the questions that you're thinking that it's very important to some information?
We are stuck at home with our partners, and there is an opportunity here also to get to know our partners or our kids, kind of have again a first date. Remember when you first met your husband and went on a first date, he asked you all kinds of questions, and you asked him all kinds of questions, and you were very curious about each other. So since then you had so many kids, and you changed places, and you changed jobs, and you grew, and you spent time together, and you spent time apart, and people change and circumstances change. So being curious about each other, asking again questions like, what's your dream? And really listening to your partner without criticizing, just with being curious. It's kind of also when you ask your partner about their emotions or something like that, it's like kind of like, excuse the example that I have in my mind, it's kind of like letting them vomit. So when somebody is vomiting, you don't criticize them for vomiting at the same time, right? You hold their hair back, you hold their garbage can there. That's what it is. Sometimes when you ask your partner, what's your dream, and it's a realistic dream, you can be their cheerleader and really help them, ask them, how can I help you reach this dream? How can I help you run this marathon? And sometimes you think it's really unrealistic and kind of stupid, like I want to move to Italy. But that's not the time to be curious. That's the time to hold back their hair and hold the garbage can and be curious about them. So how did you choose Italy? Why Italy and not Spain? Where do you see yourself? Where do you see us living in Italy? What do you see us doing in Italy? All kinds of questions like that. Like really use the opportunity to get to know the people who are with you.
Thank you, Ayelet. I'm sure that all this information will be very helpful for many people that listen and after they hear the record. And thank you for the one that joined us. And the next meeting, it will be on Monday. It will be with Kinneret. She will discuss with us about teenager, how to deal with them. And she developed the Show Me card and the game. And I'm very excited to interview her also next week. And again, Ayelet, thank you. In the end of the video, it will be your information. If somebody wants to connect with Ayelet, you will have all this information on the screen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.